Over the last little while, I've been trying to avoid the term SJW as an insult. It's been so watered down now. If you say anything that might suggest some level of tolerance or compassion for another human being, you're an SJW. You say something like, I really don't think companies should discriminate against gay people, or who really cares where people shit? And it becomes, oh, you fucking Canadian SJW libcuck. You don't even have freedom of speech. No wonder you want to take our rights away. So it kind of takes any weight or meaning from calling people SJWs. Like, for example, these people. The University of Guelph, about an hour from where I live, were handing out bus passes in the student union for the summer semester. While doing so, they had some music playing. I guess so it didn't have a Soviet breadline feel as you go stand in line to pick up your public transit pass. One of the songs that played was Lou Reed's Take a Walk on the Wild Side, which includes the following lines. Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked her way across the USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, and then he was a she. She said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Someone complained. Why? Well, let's let the student union explain. It's come to our attention that the playlist we had on during bus pass distribution on Thursday contained a song with transphobic lyrics. The playlist was compiled by one of the executives, those old white men in suits, no doubt, with the intention of feeling like a road trip from the 70s and 80s, which is exactly the type of feeling you want to create. None like having people think about road trips and how you can't take one because you can't afford a car and you're stuck riding the old loser cruiser. The song was included solely on those terms and made in ignorance as the person making the list did not know or understand the lyrics. Oh, really? The person didn't select the song to say, ha, this'll show those fucking he-she's. So they apologized and say they'll do better in the future. Now my favorite part of this is that the song also refers to black women as colored girls. That didn't upset anyone apparently, and nor should it. It's a song from 1972. What the fuck do you want? In both cases, Lou Reed isn't condemning or berating any people or lifestyles. In fact, the whole song is about a diverse group of people living their lives, doing what they need to do to get by. I see it as sort of saying, yeah, these people exist outside your fucking normal life. And yeah, that was done a little differently in the 70s. It's not malicious. Saying Holly shaved her legs and then he was a she. I mean, if anything, isn't that super progressive for the 70s? Using their preferred pronoun first, not saying shaved his legs and then he was a she or plucked his eyebrows on the way. No, Lou Reed starts out by saying she. But again, it's an old song. It exists. It was a popular song in the 70s, hilariously enough, popular amongst a very liberal audience, one wanting social justice and change. But I guess it's a good thing that they didn't play Lola by the Kinks. Looks like a woman and talks like a man. That whole song is about a guy who gets drunk and kind of falls in love with a transgender person, with the last line saying, I know what I am and I'm glad I'm a man and so is Lola. Suggesting that Lola isn't actually a woman, even though she identifies as one. She's a man, baby. Oh, and by the way, Austin Powers, that's also transphobic. And speaking of 90s comedies, so is Ace Ventura. The movie's big finish is that the female detective is a former NFL kicker who has a dick tucked back, and everyone pukes. We should purge these archaic, disgusting pieces of so-called entertainment from the world, because it might offend a small number of people now who can't look at something and say, well, they sure felt different 20 to 50 years ago. Well, back to living my life, as this is meaningless to me. One article claims that the student union felt the song was problematic because it dehumanizes and fetishizes transgender people by suggesting they are wild, unusual, or unnatural. You know what I hate hearing about? People upset that they're being fetishized. Like pretty much everyone is with someone because they have a thing for that type of person. It may not be a full-blown fetish, like you can't achieve an orgasm if you're not dressed up as a clown having your nose honked and spraying seltzer in your lover's face while Entrance of the Gladiators play. But oh yeah, every 5'0" girl dating a 6'4" dude. That girl certainly doesn't have a fetish for taller than average men, and that guy definitely doesn't have a fetish for super short chicks. Nope. Hell, they don't even like fucking each other, and they certainly don't find each other attractive in any way. If you start cutting out people who want to have sex with you because they have a thing for your type, you're really starting to narrow down your choices. When I was single, if some girl had come up to me and was like, I'm really into short dudes and I want you to ascend me like Everest, I'd have conjured a carabiner and climbing ropes out of thin fucking air. So anyway, this is another one of those pick your battles things. Bitching about a popular 70s song playing becomes a very boy who cried wolf scenario. Oh fuck, I just assumed someone's gender. Sorry, I mean the non-binary gender fluid person who cried wolf. But when you have a legit complaint about people actually maliciously attempting to offend you or discriminate against you, shit like this causes people to think, weren't they bitching about overhearing some old song while standing in line for a bus pass? Yeah, I can't take them seriously. And if you want to take it up with Lou Reed himself, you're gonna have to head to Walmart and buy a fucking Ouija board.